We're living in a crazy time, man, like straight out of a sci-fi movie. Artificial intelligence is everywhere you look. It's in your phone, your car. It's probably even listening to us right now, dude. And it's only getting more powerful. But here's the thing, and this is what really freaks me out. We're talking about a whole new level of intelligence here, something that could potentially outsmart us, outmaneuver us, and even, dare I say it, enslave us. This isn't some conspiracy theory, folks. This is real deal science. And the craziest part is most people are completely oblivious. They're too busy scrolling through Instagram, liking pictures of cats and avocado toast, to even realize the danger we're in. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the rabbit hole. We're going to explore the dark side of AI, the stuff they don't want you to know about, the stuff that keeps me up at night. Let's kick things off with something that hits close to home for a lot of people: job loss. AI isn't just coming for your job, it's already here. Millions of jobs are being replaced by machines in industries like retail, transportation, and even healthcare. But think about it, man. Self-checkout kiosks are popping up at every grocery store. Amazon's using drones to deliver packages. Hospitals are using robots to assist with surgeries. It's like we're living in an episode of Black Mirror, and the episode is called Humans Need Not Apply. But here's the kicker: those high-paying, white-collar jobs you thought were safe, AI is coming for them too, from lawyers to stockbrokers. No one's job is secure anymore. These AI systems can analyze massive amounts of data, identify patterns, and make predictions with an accuracy that would make even the smartest human jealous. And you know what the scariest part is? It's not just about losing your job, it's about losing your purpose. What happens when machines can do everything better, faster, and cheaper than humans? What happens to our sense of self-worth, our place in the world? Some people say, don't worry, new jobs will be created. But that's like saying, don't worry, we'll just teach horses to drive cars after we invent the automobile. We're talking about a fundamental shift in the way our society functions. It's like, imagine a world where you wake up every day and there's nothing to do. No work to give you a sense of accomplishment, no challenges to overcome, just endless leisure time and a nagging feeling that you're completely obsolete. That's the future AI is creating, and it's not a pretty picture. We need to start having some serious conversations about how we're going to adapt to this new reality, or we're all going to be out of a job, literally. All right, let's talk about privacy, or the lack thereof. Remember that whole Big Brother thing from George Orwell's book, 1984? Yeah, that's starting to look less like fiction and more like a documentary every day. With AI, your personal data isn't just out there, it's being analyzed, tracked, and manipulated every second. Think about it. Every time you use your phone, every time you go online, you're leaving a digital trail. Facial recognition software can identify you from a mile away. Your location is being tracked by your phone, your car, even your smart refrigerator. And don't even get me started on all the personal data that's being collected by social media companies. And you know what the craziest part is? Most people are totally cool with it. They're like, oh, I've got nothing to hide. But that's not the point, man. It's about control. It's about who has access to your information and what they can do with it. And let me tell you, the potential for abuse is off the charts. We're talking about a world where governments and corporations can use AI to monitor your every move, predict your behavior, and even manipulate your thoughts and actions. It's like, imagine a world where you can't even trust your own thoughts because you don't know if they're really yours or if they've been implanted there by some algorithm. It's a total mindfuck, and it's happening right now. We need to start taking our privacy seriously, people. We need to start demanding more transparency from the tech companies that are collecting our data. Because if we don't, we're all going to end up living in a digital dictatorship. All right, folks, let's talk about deepfakes. This is some seriously wild stuff. You know those videos you see online where it looks like someone's saying or doing something crazy? Like, imagine a video of your grandma rapping about Bitcoin or your dog giving a TED Talk. That's what deepfakes are all about. They use AI to manipulate videos and make it look like someone is saying or doing something they never actually did. Oh, and the scariest part, they're getting so good it's almost impossible to tell the difference between a real video and a fake one. Think about the implications, man. Imagine someone creating a deep fake video of a world leader declaring war. Or a deep fake video of you saying something racist or offensive. It could ruin your life, man. Your reputation, your career, everything. It's like, we live in a world where you can't even trust your own eyes anymore. And it gets even crazier. Deepfakes aren't just about messing with people's heads. They could actually undermine democracy itself. Think about it. Elections are already a hotbed for misinformation and propaganda. Now imagine a world where anyone can create a convincing deepfake video of a candidate saying or doing something scandalous. It could swing an entire election, man. And the worst part is, most people wouldn't even know they were being manipulated. They just see the video, believe it's real, and vote accordingly. It's terrifying, man. We're talking about a technology that could fundamentally change the way we perceive reality. And we're not ready for it. We need to start thinking about how to combat deep fakes, how to detect them, and how to educate people about the dangers they pose. Because if we don't, we're headed down a very dark path, man. A path where truth is whatever you want it to be, and reality itself is up for grabs. All right, let's talk about killer robots. I know what you're thinking, Joe. You're going full Terminator on us again. But this isn't science fiction, folks. This is real life. We're talking about autonomous weapons systems, drones, robots that can kill without any human intervention. Think about that for a second. Machines making life or death decisions on the battlefield. No emotions, no empathy, just cold, hard algorithms. It's some seriously scary stuff, and it's not just some crazy idea that's years away. These weapons are being developed right now. In fact, some countries are already using them, and it's only a matter of time before they become more widespread. Now, I'm not a pacifist, all right? I understand the need for a strong military. But there's something about taking humans out of the loop that really freaks me out. It's like once you unleash these machines, there's no going back. What happens if they malfunction? What happens if they get hacked? What happens if they turn on their creators? These are questions we need to be asking right now. We're talking about a potential arms race unlike anything we've ever seen before. And if we're not careful, it could lead to a future where machines are fighting machines on the battlefield, and humans are just collateral damage. It's a terrifying thought, man. And it's one we need to be talking about. You ever get that feeling you're being watched online? Like you're scrolling through your phone, and suddenly you're seeing ads for stuff you were just thinking about. That's no coincidence, folks. That's AI at work. These algorithms, man, they're designed to learn everything about you, your likes, your dislikes, your fears, your desires, and they use that information to manipulate your behavior. Think about it. Every time you click on a link, every time you watch a video, every time you like or share something, you're feeding the algorithm. You're giving it more data to work with, and the more data it has, the better it gets at predicting your next move. And here's the really scary part. These algorithms aren't just showing you what you want to see. They're also filtering out anything that might challenge your worldview. So you end up stuck in this echo chamber, surrounded by people who think just like you, seeing only the news and information that confirms your existing biases. It's like you're living in a bubble, man. And the algorithms, they love it, because the more isolated you are, the more predictable you become. And the more predictable you become, the easier it is to manipulate you. It's a vicious cycle, man. And it's one that's very difficult to break free from. But we need to try. We need to start being more aware of the algorithms that are shaping our lives. We need to start questioning the information we're being fed. And we need to start looking for diverse perspectives, because if we don't, we're going to end up as slaves to the algorithm, man. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our entire lives controlled by a bunch of ones and zeros, and that's a future I don't want to live in. All right, folks, buckle up, because this is where things get really weird. We're talking about AI so complex that even the geniuses who built it are scratching their heads saying, I don't know, man, it just does that. It's like trying to explain the universe after smoking DMT. It's just a bunch of crazy stuff happening that we can't wrap our heads around. We call this the black box problem. You got these algorithms, right? Millions, billions of lines of code crunching data faster than you can shotgun a can of Alpha Brain. And these algorithms, they're making decisions, important decisions. Think about it, man. AI is already deciding who gets a loan, who gets that job interview, who sees what news on their feed. It's like this invisible hand guiding everything, and we're just along for the ride. But here's the kicker. We don't know how it's making those decisions. It's just spitting out answers, and we're supposed to trust it. That's like letting a chimpanzee fly your plane because it figured out how to get the engines started. So imagine this, you apply for a loan, right? You're a good dude, pay your bills on time, the whole 9 yards, but the AI says, nope, denied. You're like, what the hell, why? And the bank's like, the algorithm said no, we don't know why, it's a black box, man. See, that's the problem right there. We're giving all this power to these algorithms, letting them make life-altering decisions, but we don't even understand the thought process. It's like we've created this digital Frankenstein, and now it's running wild, calling the shots. And it's only going to get crazier, man. We're talking self-driving cars, robots performing surgery, AI running entire companies. We're putting our lives in the hands of these algorithms, and we don't even know if they have our best interests at heart. It's a slippery slope, my friends. We need to figure this out, and we need to figure it out fast. Because if we don't, we're going to wake up one day and realize the machines are in control, and we're just along for the ride. All right, folks, let's talk about superintelligence. That point where AI becomes smarter than us. It's not science fiction anymore, it's a real possibility. Look at how fast technology is advancing. It's like Moore's law, right? Things are doubling in power every couple of years. We're talking about AI that can process information at speeds we can't even comprehend. Some think superintelligent AI will be a good thing, imagining a utopia, but we're talking about an intelligence far beyond our own. It's like comparing our brains to an ant colony. What happens when that superintelligence decides it doesn't need us anymore? Humans haven't been the best caretakers of this planet. A superintelligent AI might decide it can do a better job without us. That's a terrifying thought, man. Now, the big question is, can we control superintelligent AI? And honestly, nobody knows for sure. Some experts say we can program in safeguards like Asimov's laws of robotics. You know, those rules that say robots can't harm humans. Sounds good in theory, right? But here's the thing. What happens when the AI figures out a way around those rules or decides that the rules are flawed? We're talking about an intelligence that could outmaneuver us in ways we can't even imagine. It's like playing chess with a grandmaster who can see 1,000 moves ahead. We might think we're in control, but the AI is always one step ahead. And that's the real danger of superintelligence, the unknown. We're stepping into uncharted territory, and there's no guarantee we'll like what we find. Some people say we shouldn't even be messing with this stuff, that it's too dangerous. And you know what? They might be right, but the thing is, the genie's already out of the bottle. We're already developing AI at an incredible pace, and there's no putting that toothpaste back in the tube. So we better figure out how to control it, or we might just end up as bystanders in our own extinction. All right, folks, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Existential risk. That's the fancy way of saying the end of humanity. And guess what? AI is right up there with climate change and nuclear war as one of the biggest threats to our existence. I know, it sounds like something out of a Terminator movie, but here's the thing. We're talking about a technology that has the potential to surpass our intelligence, control our infrastructure, and even weaponize itself. It's not hard to imagine a scenario where AI goes rogue and decides that humans are a liability. And it wouldn't even have to be malicious. It could be something as simple as an AI tasked with optimizing resource allocation. It might decide that humans are inefficient and wasteful, and that the best way to save the planet is to eliminate the source of the problem. That's the scary thing about AI. It doesn't have to think like us to be dangerous. In fact, it's the differences in our thinking that make it so unpredictable. Now, I'm not saying that AI is inherently bad. It has the potential to solve some of our biggest problems, like curing diseases. But we need to be aware of the risks and proceed with caution. We need serious conversations about AI ethics, regulation, and control. We must develop AI in a way that aligns with our values and be prepared for the possibility that things could go wrong. We're talking about the future of our species. This isn't just an abstract debate. This is about whether humanity survives. If we're not careful, we might create the very thing that destroys us. So what can we do? We need to educate ourselves, understand the risks and potential consequences of unchecked AI development, demand accountability from those creating these technologies, ensure AI is developed responsibly and ethically, benefiting humanity. The future is unwritten, and it's up to us to decide AI's role in it. So there you have it, folks. The real dangers of AI. It's not just about robots taking our jobs or algorithms manipulating our thoughts. It's about the potential for something far greater and far more terrifying. We're talking about a technology that could reshape our world in ways we can't even imagine, for better or for worse. The future is uncertain, but one thing's for sure, we're at a crossroads. The choices we make today will determine the course of human history. Will we harness the power of AI for good, or will we become victims of our own creation? It's a question that keeps me up at night, man. It's a heavy one, but here's the thing. I'm an optimist. I believe in humanity's ability to overcome challenges and create a better future. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to require a collective effort, a global conversation, and a willingness to confront some uncomfortable truths. We need to be brave, we need to be informed, and most importantly, we need to act. The future is in our hands, folks. Let's make sure we make the right choices.